Hi, Snow.
Hello, MJ.
How are you?
Hello.
All right. So, how was your Valentine's, Snow?
Um, Uneventful. Like I didn't do anything. I worked because it was on Friday, but like yeah, I didn't really do anything.
You didn't have a date or anything?
I didn't. I had a date the weekend before that. I had a date. And would you like to hear about the date?
Yeah. To
Okay.
your adventures back on the dating
Yeah,
market.
well, and this will tell you why I didn't have a date on Valentine's Day. Okay, this is so,
It all makes
you know,
sense.
yeah. So I had a date the weekend before, and I met up with him in Seligman because he lives outside of Prescott, which you know me, I don't mind dating outside of Kingman because I love to get out of Kingman.
Right.
So I meet up with him, and it's like about an hour drive to Seligman.
Right.
So I was drinking
But
water.
but what the hell is in Seligman?
Well, that was like a halfway point for
Well,
us
I
to meet
know,
up.
but what
We
the hell
went
is
and
in
ate
Seligman?
lunch. Went and ate lunch. What do you mean? Have you ever been to Seligman?
Yes.
Okay, because they kind of have more going on in their downtown. I mean, more restaurants and stuff than we do here in Kingman.
Oh,
In
yeah.
our downtown, you know. Kingman's coming along though. I'm not going to talk crap about it. That's not what I'm here to talk crap
Oh, yeah,
about
they had
right
like that
now.
roadkill cafe, right?
Yeah, I did not go there. We went to West Side Lilo's. And it was good. My lunch was good. So anyways, I get there and I had been drinking water the whole way there, you know, so I really had to go to the bathroom when I got there. So right when I got there, you know, I walk in and I go over and I give the guy a hug. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick because I've been drinking water, you know? So I go to the bathroom and I come back out. And the first thing he chose to talk about, start the conversation with, I don't know if it was like me going to the bathroom that triggered him on this subject, but it was like, he goes, now I'm one of those that I believe in the separate bathrooms. I believe that in the men's bathroom and the women's bathroom separate. And I was like, so I tried to lighten the mood because I didn't want to be like, oh God, you know, and just be a bitch. So I was like trying to laugh it off. And I'm like, well, me for one, I identify with the bathroom that has the shortest line. I go, I can't tell you how many times I've gone in the men's bathroom because I don't want to wait for women to hurry up. And so that didn't do it there. Like he continued to go on, well, I have two daughters. And if I see some man following in behind them in the bathroom, I'm going to have a problem with that and I'm going to have to handle it. And I go, okay, can I ask you this? I get you wanting to protect your daughters and all. I do. I understand that. You're a parent. But what do you think is going on in bathrooms? I have been dying to ask people who have this view. What do you think's going on in bathrooms?
Well, if you're a Republican congressman,
Right.
then there's that.
Right, but he's not. So I'm like, and I didn't want to get too political, so I didn't go there because I did think of that joke. But I'm like, they're not like the most romantic places. I mean, they smell like shit. Okay, like the lighting's not that great. I mean, what do you think is going on in bathrooms, dude? Like, because I was like a little bit annoyed, but also still trying to laugh it off. So then he like finally does what Republicans do and just changes the subject and whatnot. So, we go ahead, eat lunch, you know, whatever. My sandwich was great. I took half of it home because, you know, this is America and way too big of portions. But So we're getting ready to leave, and I was drinking water the whole time during the date. So I had to go to the bathroom again before the ride home. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And he's like, okay, I'll wait here for you, and then I'll go. And so I went, and I didn't bother telling him this. Okay, the bathrooms at the restaurant were man bathroom, woman bathroom, but they were only a single use bathroom, no stalls in them, right? And so when I went to the bathroom, there was a dude in the bathroom and one waiting outside the door. And so I went to the bathroom. There was no line for the women's. Went to the bathroom, came back to the table. The guy was still waiting to go into the bathroom after whoever was in there. And then I didn't bother telling my date because I'm like, who cares? I'll let him figure it out on his own. But he gets up to go to the bathroom, and then he comes back and he's like, he goes, oh, there's a line. And so I go, I took the opportunity to go, this sure would be great if they had gender neutral bathrooms, huh? And of course he had to laugh it off because
I mean, I've done that if there's like two guys and it's a single use bathroom, I've gone into the ladies part, just
right.
Who cares?
I know. Yeah, and I even told him too when we were talking about the bathroom thing too. I go, you know what? I even went to Red, Idaho. I went and visited the state of Idaho, red ass Idaho, and I went to a bar and it had a sign. They had a gender neutral bathroom. They only had one bathroom and it had like a urinal in it and a toilet, And the outside sign, because I even had taken a picture of it, it had like the woman symbol, the man symbol, and then half woman, half man symbol, and then it had an alien. And it said, whatever you are, just wash your hands, Who cares? You just got to go to the bathroom. You just got to go pee.
Right.
I mean, who wants to sit there and hold their piss? No one. No matter what you are. Even if you're an alien, I don't think you do. It's just so stupid. So yeah, needless to say, I did not go out. Oh, and then he texts me. He's like, on the date, he was like, so when are we going to go out again? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to have to check my schedule, Like that wasn't a clue right there. Then when I get home, I had got a text from him that was like, had a great time. Next time you need to tell me that I have something in my teeth. And I was like, so I texted him back. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't think you had anything in your teeth. I thought those were just your teeth. I'm like, what? Thinking that even that would like give him a clue, like be like, okay, I don't need to date this girl or whatever, probably not interested. No, he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So tell me about your tattoos. And I'm just like, dude, I'm just not interested, You finally just have to say that.
What did you talk about the rest of the time?
What did I talk about? Talked about traveling a lot. Talked about that. He told me about his work. He, mouse proofs people's homes so mice can't get in. That's what he does.
I got to move for you, and I'll. This is a lesson from a date I went on once, and we went up to Vegas, and we went to this karaoke bar on Fremont Street, the one that overlooks Fremont Street. I forget the name of it. A cool bar. But I went with this girl, and we met up with the Snellings there. So we go to this bar, and I guess she wasn't interested because she goes to the restroom. She comes back with another Mexican lady who doesn't speak a lick of English and is trying to hook me up with the girl she just met in the restroom.
Oh, okay. She was trying to pass you off to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was kind of like, this is weird. Got my friends there going, don't do it, bro. They're going to just take you out to the desert, rob you, and just bury you in a grave.
Oh, God.
So I didn't fall for it. I gave her a ride home, and that was that. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of just bizarre, like a handoff in the middle of a date.
Huh. Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do something like that.
Maybe try that the next time. Go to the women's restroom, come back with another woman, and just hand off.
But I was lucky. I don't even know if there were any other women aside from the waitresses in the restaurant that day. That's probably why he had the line and I didn't. I got to get right in when I had to use the restroom. But,
Did you pay?
No.
He paid?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Got a good meal out of it?
Huh? Yeah.
Got a good meal out of it?
Yeah. Got out of Kingman for a few hours, but yeah, no love connection there.
Yeah. So how's that been back on the dating sites?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't take it too seriously, so I don't get some people, I don't know if they think they're going to find the love of their life on there, and they get so, it's almost like they get so butthurt if somebody doesn't reply to their messages. They'll get, and these are men doing this, and I'm like, why aren't you looking at it as, because I look at it as if I heard from a guy and then didn't hear from him, I'm like, oh, well, he made a connection with somebody else, good for him.
Right, or they're just not interested.
Yeah.
So why waste my time?
Right. And it's why aren't you more thanking them, because they're not holding you up for maybe finding the person that you're more meant to be with. You know what I mean? I don't get my feelings hurt on there. I mean, I don't really get my feelings hurt in real life either by dating. I mean, not any, it's not like when I was in my 20s, and you'd get super bummed out if you really liked a guy and wasn't into you, at this age, you should kind of be a little more used to the rejection by now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like being by myself anyway.
And move on from it. But yeah, so I started talking to this other guy on there, Pilot Bob.
His name is that his screen name? Pilot Bob?
No, his name is Bob, but Pilot.
Bob the pilot.
Any guy that's a pilot.
Of his plane.
Huh? Was he what?
Does his profile have pictures of his plane?
No,
but
he
in uniform.
He is in uniform with the captain hat and everything.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Are you sure he's a real pilot, or he just likes to play pilot?
I'm pretty sure, talking to him and him talking about work and everything, he's a real pilot. So his picture, like I said, these are important facts right here. He had his pilot hat on in his picture, and in his picture he has dark brown hair. The hair that's showing out from it, right? So Pilot Bob had this really great idea. We're sitting there, we were texting a little on the website, and then he's like, hey, is it cool if we exchange numbers? And I'm always like, yeah, sure. I'm fine with exchanging numbers. I don't know what people think the big deal is about that. If you end up with a creep who has your phone number, have people not heard of you can block that number?
Right.
You can block it. You don't have to deal with it anymore. That's why I don't understand why people get so weird about it. I'm like, if I'm talking to somebody for a little bit, it's easier to text them through your phone than having to go through the app each time, right? So we exchanged numbers, and then he's I think the next day he was like, hey, how do you feel about doing a FaceTime date to make sure that we are who we say we are, so you're not like a catfisher or blah, blah, blah. And at first my brain goes to, God, I hate FaceTime, But then I'm like, but then the hamster wheel started turning in there, and I'm like, yeah, what if this guy doesn't really look like his picture? This is actually a brilliant idea. This is actually brilliant.
Was Bob a handsome man?
You do a FaceTime date to see if you want to do an in-person date. Okay.
Is Bob his real name? I mean, just so in case he's listening, we're not gonna.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why he would lie about it. And he told me, he's like, okay, since since I came up with that idea and
Just-
you think it's so brilliant.
Just Pilot Bob sounds like something out of Captain Kangaroo.
I don't know. So he was like, since I came up with the idea, you have to give me credit. And I'm like, okay, I will give you credit. He's like, just tell them that Pilot Bob, because other guys really hate pilots because pilots can be kind of cocky and blah, blah, blah. And they're jealous of pilots, da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll give you credit. I'm like, it is a genius idea. I'll be like, tip of the hat to Pilot Bob for coming up with this one.
Pilot Bob.
Okay, so I'm on my FaceTime date with Pilot Bob, and I figure I did it on my lunch break, at work, because I also like to follow Marilyn Monroe's quote, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
So do
right?
you go by blank your occupation Snow?
No, I didn't. No, but I was at work and I was in my uniform and in my truck. But we don't say who.
No.
We don't say who Snow works for.
Yeah.
Okay, because Snow goes by her real name at work, anyways. Okay, so this is Snow's only job is doing this podcast. She doesn't do anything.
Right. So you're podcaster Snow.
Right. So
and other women,
but I don't.
Women get mad because you've got a powerful voice.
But I don't. Yeah, but I don't sit there and tell the people, the suitors, my possible suitors. I don't mention to them about the podcast. That's something I would tell them like later down the line if we were dating.
Right. But if Snow's single, so if you want to, you'd have to go through my vetting process. But you can hit the text me before the podcast on Spotify and Apple and send us a text message with the information. I will pass it on.
And some possible pictures, Maybe you can get a FaceTime date.
Yeah. And so is Pilot Bob going to get an in-person date?
Pilot Bob is not going to get an in-person date.
Why? What happened?
So.
His idea worked out so great that I was like, yeah, I don't need to go on. I don't need to waste my time, gas, to go to Vegas to go on a date with Pilot Bob in person. Okay, like I told you about Pilot Bob's picture, had his hat on with brown hair on the sides. When me and Pilot Bob had our FaceTime date, he had no hair on the top and the hair on the sides was like salt and pepper. So I'm like, this is a very old picture of Pilot Bob. Very old. And then Pilot Bob was showing, he's like, when we're on our FaceTime date, he's walking around his house and then he mentioned, it does like that.
What?
He mentioned stuff about his house and I go, oh, well, you got a pretty nice house. I wasn't going to. It was a decent house. And then he's like, oh, well, let me show you this. He's like, yeah, this is my TV area over here. It used to be a built-in, but I recently did this. And he did like that real nice, like that rock work above like the thin, jagged pieces of rock, like tile. Yeah. So it looked real nice. And he has his TV hanging on it and his TV's on. And guess what he watches to get ready for his bike rides? Fox News is showing on there. So I'm like, oh, sweet mother of God. I'm like, ugh. Why couldn't you have like music on in the background or something cool?
I'll be watching something cool like the SNL 50 concert, which was fucking amazing.
Yeah, anything would have been better. So
that was an instant deal breaker, like the Fox News being on, like that was just.
Maybe
it was more of a deal.
It was more the whole.
No, the more of the deal break
the
was
bait and switch with the hat.
The fact that you're using like pictures of yourself, that irritates me because all the guys on there will sit there and complain about that girls don't look like what they do on the pictures, but I'm like, you guys do the same fucking thing. This guy's clearly using a picture before I have no problem with salt and pepper hair. Okay? But it's like,
Better not.
you're already lying though. You're already lying. Like you're doing false advertising on there. This isn't, you don't look like what your picture looks like on there for me to, swipe right on you. I swipe right on you and you don't look like your picture. Like, but then you have the balls to sit there and say, we need to do a FaceTime thing so I can make sure you're really you and blah, 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 blah. Which still, thank you, Pilot Bob, for your idea, because I am doing that. I even changed my profile that said, since I live out of the area, I feel like it's appropriate to do a FaceTime date so we're not wasting each other's time. Find out if we want to do an in-person date.
Why not?
This is going to be my new thing, man.
All right. So you learned something. Did he have the pilot's voice? Like, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
No?
I mean, wouldn't
I
you
don't
have
think
done
he was
that?
really a pilot.
No, he is.
No,
he's a real
he's an
pilot.
artist.
Like,
Yeah, but when's the last time he's flown a plane? It's probably been 35 years.
he said he had to fly this week.
As he says.
He said he was going to be flying this week. So no. Anyway, he had texted me. I was telling one of my best friends about this story, and then, dude, it was like speak of the devil or something. He texted me after that. I finally had to just be like, look, I haven't been answering any of your texts, thinking that. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, but I'm just not interested, but good luck with your search. And then he texts back, he's like, good luck with yours too. So he was nice about it, but I'm like, how do they not get the hint? Like,
He's probably like the pilot in like Airplane. Hey, Timmy, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
And don't call me Shirley.
We actually watched that movie the other day.
I like Airplane.
I haven't seen it in years.
I'm kind of astounded that you come to this idea of this revolutionary process of doing FaceTime before. Haven't you been freaking doing that for the past 15 years like I have?
I should have been.
I have always videoed with someone before, but I'm telling you that is not a perfect system.
No, it's
I
not.
had like a FaceTime with a guy one time. And it was like, oh, he's cool. He's super nerdy. He makes video games or whatever. He's a programmer. And I was like, so I decided to meet him for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yeah, we'll go and have lunch. It'll be great. So we meet for lunch and we get in the building into the restaurant. And this woman standing on the far corner and she's waving to us and smiling. She's got her little purse on her shoulder. And I look at him like, this is a first date. And so she waves us over and he's like, I want you to meet my mom. And she gives me a big hug. She gives me a big hug. And then she gives him a big hug. And she's like, happy birthday, honey. Mom's going to pay for your lunch today. So we sit down with his mom across from us. And we have our prime rib lunch with her that she paid for out of her little checkbook there.
Oh my gosh. So...
And...
yeah, so it's not always...
He wasn't a pilot, right?
And I could
there
run the risk...
There was not a second date.
I could run the risk of doing this, and some guy brings his mom on the date.
And she pays for lunch. I mean...
yeah.
But
I figure this will at least weed out, like... you'll at least know what they look like and whatnot, and if there's, like... if you feel like there at least could be chemistry there, or is chemistry there.
Well, I think if you really want to date somebody, what you got to do first is write a book. And then you wait for the podcasters to come around.
The podcasters
and interview
and then I go on a podcast.
So
all right. So
then,
here's what we do. We go out on the west of 3rd. We find local authors, okay?
right?
Okay? We'll find a male local author. And we'll get a book that's got a picture of him on the back cover.
Yeah. Okay.
And then what you do is, this is how you have to go out and get the guest. You show up at his door to get 2 copies of the book.
That you
This
pay
works
for.
like and you pay for it. It works like a charm. Trust me.
It works for y'all. Like, I gotta branch out and get Vegas suiters too.
And
There's probably a lot more authors there.
I mean,
and then by Valentine's Day, like the day before Valentine's Day, when he shows up at your door in the rain, with a cold and says, "Don't kiss me," but gives you flowers and candy and gifts. And then you go inside and bawl for half an hour because it was so beautiful. It was so sweet.
Aww.
That's what he did for me for Valentine's Day.
Don't ruin my reputation here.
Am I ruining your reputation?
He's supposed to be a tough guy.
Well, Snow, what would have happened, though? Say if he didn't have Fox News on the TV. Say if Pilot Bob just really liked the volleyball scene from Top Gun and had that on fucking loop.
No, I still wasn't attracted to what he looked like now. I'm like, okay, your pictures were okay on the dating site, but you can't always go by that either. Like because I'm one of those people, I feel like I look better in person than I do in pictures anyways, because I feel like I'm always doing something stupid with my face because I'm so animated, and then you freeze frame that and it just looks all wrong.
I'm never like looking at the camera the right way.
I'm like, I mean, I try to follow what Tyra Banks says and smile. Smile with your eyes. Smile.
Smiles.
Yeah, I try to do that. But it just doesn't look right all the time, okay?
Maybe you should tell Pilot Bob is the thing to do is once you loosen the hair, is you just shave it completely.
Or put current pictures of yourself. Like, okay, if I would have been mad though if I wasted time going
To Vegas
to go on a date with him, and then he shows up looking the way he looks now when I'm like, this is not what you look like in your picture. No, this is not fair. Like this picture, how old is this picture?
Could you imagine if you did it on the date? You like look at them.
I think you should make them like live show you their home. So you can see if there's like a room full of Nazi flags or Fox News is on. Or,
right.
Or they're living in squalor. Like you need to know
or what
that.
you do is you get Ray to take the picture, and then have her age it by 15 years through AI, and that's probably what the guy actually looks like.
Yeah, then be like, oh, that's what he looks like, So. And it's like, I like older men. I like men who are older than me. I do. I mean, I like all guys. I mean, I like younger guys too, but
we should be saving this.
Still desperately want to be a cougar.
These tips, we're giving them away for free.
Well, hey,
we should put this podcast behind a paywall.
I wanted to talk about doing the FaceTime date because, hey, that could help people. If they didn't already know. I mean, you already knew about it because.
Well, I would hope people do that at minimum before they meet other people, because I used to run.
I never thought of that though.
Like as a game, I would download people's pictures, run them through an AI service that would search for them and tell you how many of them were fake and where the fake profiles were. There's a paywall now around it, so it's not a fun game anymore. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, it was like 20+% of the profiles were 100% fake.
Yeah, and there's somewhere, like, I can tell, like, because some of these guys are trying to say that they're, like, 42, 45, and I'm like, there is no way that you are not in your upper 20s, early 30s. There's no fucking way. Right. You're lying.
And they're always working for the military or something overseas, or
they do that, or a lot of them will just what's do your crypto. Or they do crypto and Bitcoin. A lot of them say that. I'm an investor. Like it's crazy. And I'm like, they need to have a website for idiots to go to like trade their crypto and their Bitcoin on, and have like a social thing. Because I'm like, why are you telling me about your stupid ass crypto and your Bitcoin on a dating site? Aren't you here for dates?
Again, gotta put this on paywall. Fucking plenty of bros. It's just a crypto bros. All just showing each other their dicks and their fucking crypto.
Yeah, go funds. Like in a chat room and talk about your stupid ass crypto. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care what you do. I mean, I don't care if you want to do that with your money. You go right ahead. But I don't want to sit there and talk about it. First off, I don't believe in it because it's backed by nothing, and the word crypto literally means shit we made up. I mean, it's like, no, I'm good, dude. I don't want any part of it. I don't want to hear about it. You know, there's plenty of other things to talk about. Kind of like how I don't start the conversation about politics, but my dates seem to.
Maybe you should. Maybe that should be the first thing you talk to them about.
You should just show up in one of your T-shirts.
Yeah.
I was like trying to, what that guy, once he made the comment about the bathrooms, I mean, I felt like I was throwing off libtard vibes. Why he wasn't picking up on him. He's like, oh, I'd still hit it or something like that, you know, probably thinking that.
No, yeah, because men are
doesn't
built like
care.
That. You know, they're like, hey, I don't care. She's liberal. Who cares?
They don't care until they get what they want, and then they try to like sit there and control and change you. Yes. And it's like, I don't need you to do any of that fucking shit for me, okay?
Do you think, honestly, you could date a conservative man?
I could date one that's not in the cult. I really believe that I could date...
Adam Kinzinger.
Oh, definitely. I mean, look at him, too. I mean, yeah.
Adam, text us.
Yeah, but he's married. So... Like,
it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. No, I don't want to date married men. Okay, that's a no-go right there. Not because I want a boyfriend. You know, like that's my goal is to try to get a boyfriend because I would like to have, you know, a steady piece of ass. I don't want just randos.
Okay. the
randos
every
I
other
could
weekend.
get. Yeah, I could get randos. It's not that hard, but it's like I would like a steady.
So you're not gonna go with the guy doing the business trip to Vegas? Are they those on there?
No. Oh, the ones that are like, hey ladies, I'll be in Vegas from, you know, the 7th through the 21st. Looking to have some fun. Then go buy a hooker. Like you'll have lots of fun. Yeah. And I'm one that thinks that prostitution should be legal, so I'm like, right. I don't see any problem in that.
Right.
So, full disclosure, you know. What have I always said? It would be my dream to organize the whores, get them a good union and everything. That would be awesome.
We had a mutual friend up in Vegas. She had a great idea.
Right.
On that.
Yeah. It's a service that's greatly needed.
All right. Well, Snow, welcome back to the game.
I feel like Rocky on the steps.
I mean,
I'm drinking my liquid eggs, running up steps.
You have to take the reins. I stepped out of the dating world. You know,
I am the tiger.
Back in, so now we have to live vicariously through your stories.
I am the tiger. Thrill of the fight. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm back and ready.
Right.
I actually like dating because I do like meeting people and talking to them, you know, like. And you gotta, and it's true about dating, you gotta kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. I got my chapstick. I'm ready to go.
All right. On that note, text us at Reality Redemption on Spotify or Apple right before the program description and leave us your information.
Love y'all.
We may vet you on the podcast just beforehand. All right. So we'll talk to y'all later.
Love you.
Bye. Oh, God.